and didn't take it. He could go the other way as well, all right? Because there are people who are out on him. It's not overwhelming. So what if he has what if he has a bad year, Greg, and he has a bad year and people go, you know what? He's really not that good.
I totally understand.
And then he's going to have a hard time convincing people after that. Things are really good only for.
But what if he doesn't?
No, I know.
Let's stop with the what ifs, guys. Let me point it. I'll see your Kirk Cousins and raise you Nick Foles. He won a Super Bowl MVP with the Eagles. He got $22 million a year. You're telling me Dak, you're going to give him 30 when a Super Bowl MVP, Nick Foles, just got $22 million a year?
Yeah, see, the difference between a Nick Foles, for me, is a guy who's been in this National Football League for a long time, who understands his role. He stepped into a great situation. Is he a good quarterback? I do believe he is. Is he a good leader? I do believe he is. But now let's see how he performs with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And we've seen him when he's been a starter compared to, right?
We've seen him in this role as a starter, and so it looks a lot different when you're comfortable. I played with a guy, Christian Ponder, who just as a quarterback, as a starting quarterback, he didn't have what it took. As a second backup quarterback, he felt like that was his role. He thrived in that role. Some quarterbacks thrive when the pressure isn't solely on them. I don't believe Dak Prescott is one to back up and say that I can't handle pressure. There's been a lot said. I've doubted him in years past. I don't think that he's a top 5, top 10 quarterback. And I don't think after this year he will be a top 5, top 10 quarterback. But you're not going to have to be that type of a quarterback and rank that high to be paid $30 million in this National Football League the way that the money is being spread out.
Should we move on from, are we good here? We beat him up enough on Dak Prescott.
He said,
I feel a little bad. We got to ding the bell. Let's move on to round 2.
What point did you make that
Let's go to Ezekiel Elliott. Greg, he's not a wide receiver, but I know you're going to have strong thoughts on him. You know, Jerry Jones coming out saying Tony Pollard can carry the load. Before you dive into this one, let me just remind people, Tony Pollard played at Memphis, okay? Something called the American Conference. You know how many double-digit carry games he had at Memphis? 2 in his career. And now he's going to carry the load for the Dallas Cowboys. What on earth are the Joneses doing?
Number one, don't knock Memphis. Don't knock.
It's a great city.
I don't disrespect any place that a guy come from because it makes them who they are.
Fair.
And so I don't discredit where he's come from, how many carries. But what I will say about this is Jerry Jones playing both sides. He understands that, do we want Ezekiel Elliott in here? Absolutely. But I want him to understand that this show is going to go forward, and this train is not going to stop because you're not on. And so when I'm looking at Jerry Jones and I'm hearing the comments that he's making about Tony Pollard, he's not only throwing a little slap at Ezekiel Elliott, but he's also patting the back of a Tony Pollard, a guy that he may seriously need to depend on to carry the load. And will he be able to do it? Absolutely. We've saw it. We see it year in and year out. We've seen it year in and year out. You look at Connor in Pittsburgh last year.
I'm going to stop you. I love the James Conner point. Everybody says, well, James Conner came in. They didn't make the playoffs, Greg. And you can't tell me that if Le'Veon Bell played last year that the Steelers wouldn't have made the playoffs. So for all the yards that Conner got,
wait a minute,
they didn't make the playoffs.
So are we blaming the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't make the playoffs on James Conner?
I'm telling you that the reason that they didn't is because they didn't have Le'Veon Bell. And Le'Veon Bell, everybody thinks everybody's interchangeable. Oh, it doesn't matter. Just put James Conner in. Don't tell me that. Did they make the playoffs?
That is not at all what I'm saying.
Did they make the playoffs,
They did not make the playoffs.
Right. Would they have made the... No, I'm asking you. Answer my question first. Would they have made the playoffs if Le'Veon Bell was on that team?
I believe so, absolutely.
There's no doubt about it. So the same thing with the Cowboys.
The question isn't, is he interchangeable for Ezekiel Elliott? That's not the question. He's saying, will he be able to carry the load? Yes. No.
Ezekiel's a 3-down guy, Greg. He blocks, he catches passes, he runs the football.
Come on,
There's only 3 of those in the league.
Let's be realistic. When Jerry Jones is talking about carrying the load, he's not depending on Tony Pollard to carry the ball 25-plus times and to catch the ball out of the backfield. Would that be special, and would that put him in a great position moving forward for his career? Yes. But realistically, is that what Jerry Jones is really believing? Absolutely
I
not.
sure hope not.
I don't need you to do
You know, the
all
Cowboys,
of that.
what they did in that Niners game with Tony Pollard, 18 carries, 55 yards in the preseason, 0 for 4 in the red zone. He's going to get the job done. I know it's a preseason.
Okay,
Don't scoff. I'm just saying.
We're talking about the preseason.
I saw nothing. I sadly watched that game. I bet on that game. I saw nothing from Tony Pollard. And I like him as a scat back coming out of the backfield catching some passes, but he is not a carry-the-load guy.
I hope you never watched me in the preseason.
I did watch you in the preseason.
But Greg, this is the other thing. And the Cowboys are supposed to be a team that's ready to make a Super Bowl run. That's the difference. This isn't some team trying to make the playoffs. They've won the division 2 out of 3 years. They're set up. They got Amari Cooper, right, to start the season, not to join them in progress. They got a top running back in Ezekiel Elliott. Dak Prescott works when he has all of his pieces together. This team is supposed to make a run. Don't tell me some Pollard all of a sudden out of nowhere is going to be that guy. They need Ezekiel Elliott. Jerry Jones can pat these guys on the back, talk about how great it is, and you don't need a running back to win a Super Bowl, all that. They won't win anything without Ezekiel Elliott. It's just a fact.
They're a 6 or 7.
Let me please be crystal clear. I am not at all saying that Tony Pollard is at the level or on the level or equivalent to
will ever be on the level.
Ezekiel Elliott. That is not at all what I'm saying. But what Jerry Jones is trying to do is make sure that he's encouraging a young running back that he understands the reality of what's in front of him. And that is Ezekiel Elliott is not present. And he may not be present due to financial disagreements right now. And you may be the guy. I need to implode and make sure that I dump a boatload of confidence on you and within you to ensure that you know you have my 100% support moving forward.
Can I remind you of what happened the last time a great Cowboys running back held out?
You don't have to remind me.
Oh, you remember Evan Smith in 93.
And
they opened 0-2. Jerry said, oh, please, here's all the money.
Groveling.
Take it all.
I'm not saying that won't be the case. But what I'm saying is, having played in this National Football League, one pony doesn't stop the show, fellas. So the fact that Ezekiel Elliott isn't in there means the next man has got to play, and he's up, and it's his opportunity to do something special for his career.
I get all that. The bottom line still is Jerry Jones, his championship clock is ticking, right? Jerry's not getting any younger. He has to win another Super Bowl, actually, to validate him because...
validate him? Is Jerry Jones in the Hall of Fame?
He's a billionaire, too.
No, he's in the Hall of Fame, but I'm talking about they haven't done anything since Jimmy Johnson's been gone. Let's just be honest. They've won 2 or 3 playoff games in 25 years with Jerry running the show. Jerry wants to win another Super Bowl. This is his best team and best situation. Jerry will come around. Jerry's the same guy who tried to run a coup, right, against the commissioner for Ezekiel Elliott. And now all of a sudden, he's going to play hardball. He needs Zeke. He knows he needs Zeke in order to...
Rob, I got a new question for you, kind of spinning off both of this. You were willing to say Dak needs the money. Who are you prioritizing today if you're Jerry Jones?
Ezekiel
Elliott.
Do you
need to get Zeke in, or do you need to give Dak
Ezekiel Elliott? It's a no-brainer. Right. It's a no-brainer. When you look at the Dallas Cowboys and how they're constructed as an offensive team, they're constructed to run the football. You look at their offensive line. They're constructed to rush a run block versus pass protect. Not that they can't pass protect, but that is how they're built. They're built for Ezekiel Elliott to be in the backfield, to carry the ball 25-plus times a game, and for Dak Prescott to do the things that they need him to do to ensure that they win time of possession and that they put the ball in the end zone, period. That's how they're constructed. So it starts with Ezekiel Elliott, but ultimately, who's going to head that show is Dak Prescott. And he's in a position, he's in the prime seat to ensure that he gets his dollar amount.
Before you go again, Rob, I want to remind folks at home, last year in games decided by 7 or less, the Cowboys were 8-2. That number is a lot of luck involved with a fumble here, a Drew Brees pick there. That tends to flip year to year. The Cowboys could be a 6 or 7 win team this year.
Well,
That's the reality.
There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of people who are down on the Cowboys despite their talent. Some people have them ranked 13th, 16th in the league. which I'm a little surprised by. But I understand Philadelphia, I think, is a better team.
By far.
On paper, going in, and they should win the division if people stay healthy. I do believe that. But I agree with you that it's Ezekiel Elliott that makes this team move and will give them the best chance to win. Not that Dak can't help them along in that process, but it is about the running back. And that's why Jerry's crazy to even mess with this, because if he misses a couple games, it's more than that.